Now, of course, even though I said that I'm tired of War Horde and I keep joking a little bit, like War Horde's really good. If you don't know what I mean by that, let's say you don't watch all the videos or because, I rant a lot, you miss it, you don't know if I'm joking. But me personally, I always get a little scoff at people who are constantly like, Orc players, be happy. Dread Mob is good. You could just play War Horde. They have innate good rules. We know that. The vast majority of the Orc community and Orc players know Dread Mob is an excellent baseline detachment with excellent rules, excellent stratagems, really complements Orcs for the most part. Yet, that's not our point here when we talk about being tired of or not wanting to play Dread Mob. The point is that it's the same Orc rules and detachment abilities since necessarily 8th edition for the most part. You're still getting sustain essentially and the ability to throttle and crit 5s and all this stuff. These very similar, samey here. And just for the most part, Orc players don't really want to see that anymore. And if it is, they want to see different units being used on this. With that being said, our player here, Eduardo Villarreal, ended up bringing some different War Horde units, and he ended up bringing back some of our old classics. So I wanted to show Eduardo's list off as it had a bit of a flavor, a little bit of pizzazz to it, and brought back some of our old classic. Will I say that every Orc player can now run this in War Horde and be like, yes, I was justified in my Beast Snagga boys? No, but you can definitely have a great time with this sort of list, and I'm glad that he took it out to an event, went 4-2, and ended up having a great time. So let's take a look at his list. We have 1 Beast Boss on foot with Cunning but Brutal, 1 Beast Boss on Squigosaur with Edwapa's Kill Chopper, 1 Big Mac in Mega Armor with Super Cyborg Body. He has a custom force field and a custom Mega Blaster and a Power Claw. 1 Boss Snagga, 1 Mozrog Skragbad. Yes, Mozrog Skragbad making his comeback. We all know his old rules were way better. We miss them. Yeah, he does come with that ability to spike damage. So, hey, fighting on death is also a decent side roll. One more thing I would say on Moz. I was about to move on, but what I will say, as I have played with him since his new rules and such, is at the very least, when the Squighog boy does get targeted and does get picked up, a lot of the time Moz can survive and he stays alive because it's 4-up invuln, and he stays alive for another combat round or up until the next battle round, so he can be a harassment. I will say that. We have 2 units of basic boys, followed by 1 basic Beast Snagga boy unit, a battle wagon with all the fixins. He has hard case and everything like that. 2 minimum size units of Gretchen, a kill rig. Yeah, boys, the kill rigs keep making their appearance. 1 fat 6-man unit of Mega Nobz with twin kill saws to accompany the Big Mac and Mega Armor, 2 minimum size unit of Squighog boys, 1 Storm Boy unit, and 1 War Biker unit. So Eduardo has kicked it back to some of the old classics with bringing the bikers back on this list. Of course, we know how Storm Boys work. They want a deep strike. Sometimes they want to be on the battlefield. Yet War Bikers can do similar roles, as in when they're stuck on the battlefield, not deep strike, of course. But a bit more durable, so they don't get picked up by people's small arms fire. Of course, a kill rig for getting Orcs to those other different thresholds of strength. But one thing I want to say here, guys, that really surprised me is there's no knobs. Absolutely 0 basic normal knobs. No knobs with power claws on this list whatsoever. He used all his points on that big mech in Mega Armor and Mega Nobz. That's it. So very cheeky by this get. Just keep in mind that kill rig getting the Squighog boys to another strength threshold matters, because them getting to strength 6 and then getting Lance matters really greatly into toughness 5 infantry, which are common in the meta right now, or even to toughness 6 infantry that are in the meta right now. He does bring back Edwapa's Kill Chopper for the devastating wound potential. That way you can deal with some vehicles and durable units. Today's sponsor, Baron of Dice. So Baron of Dice has great dice. They have actually enabled us to give these dice out for our paint competitions. So I greatly advise that you go out there. We have a link in the description for 5% discount. That's, of course, because nobody likes taxes. Shout out to Baron of Dice, because they are actually customizing Orc dice just for us that you guys will be able to get a hold of, and they look exceptional. So shout out to Baron of Dice. Really appreciate you guys, and I really do suggest you get them. I love the actual texture these dice have. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So let's take a look at this throwback list of Eduardo's War Horde. So for his first matchup, he went into Astra Millitarum. Yes, guys, the old dreaded Guard. So Guard is one of those matchups where at first you'll hear throughout the meta, Guard suck, or Guard's doing so bad, or Guard needs points and debuffs and everything like that. Yet when it comes down to an actual capable Guard player, it can be a maddening nightmare for an Orc player. So let's take a look at this Guard list. We have Gaunt's Ghost, Lord Solo Leontis, a platoon command squad, a regimental engineer, and a tank commander, followed by 2 Death Corps Krieg squads, 1 basic infantry squad, 2 Chimeras, 2 units of 6 Bulgrin. Of course, these guys have the reduced damage capability. A Lehman Russ Exterminator, a Rogel Dorn, another Rogel Dorn battle tank, a Scout Sentinel, and a Tempest Command Squad of Scions. So let's take a look at, real quick, I just want to take a look at this because people need to know. This is a Chimera. So for 70 points, you get a T9, 3-up armor save, 11 wound unit with 2 OC. This unit does get, of course, some heavy bolters and get flamers, and then of course it can embark the Astra Millitarum unit. It can take Bulgrin, but it takes 3 spots for the Bulgrin, so it's not really ideal. For 5 more points than our basic org trucks, you get more wounds, a better armor save, and a better toughness. The difference is they only get firing deck 2. Of course, we all know we love our nice fat firing deck 12. And they don't get the melee profiles, I guess, right? Or the healing potential of this unit. But that's pretty good, point cost, guys. 70 points for that Chimera. Pretty awesome. And like someone just said, Tiger Mouse, it's a parking garage where you can just start sticking these transports right in someone's face. This can really hold an org player back, especially a War Horde list where you're looking to just straight come forward. And like I would say, a part of me has a feeling that my boy might have just got lucky here on some of these saves because a Lehman Russ Exterminator, Rogel Dorn, stuff like that, they're looking at those Mega Nobz, even with the Big Mac with custom force field, and they're like, I'll blow you away. Of course, you can use the Big Mac and custom force field kind of as bait sometimes, where you expose just a little bit of the unit, and then when they shoot it, you just pull the casualty, and then the enemy units can't see it anymore. You do have to be cheeky get to set that up, yet you very much can. All in all, I will say, though, that this was a 50-point win. That means he only scored 50 points on this matchup. So it was a very close game, as for the most part, that's how a lot of these matchups go into guard, where if you don't end up just straight up losing them, it's a very close game and a very hard game because they have so many good tools with lethal and killing and cheap units to hold you back and kill you. So shout out to Eduardo to being able to overcome that with War Horde. Next, we have his second game, which he did end up losing. And in this game, he went into the Blood Angels. And it's funny because the Blood Angel player called this the casual. One more thing, sorry about that guard list, is that, of course, he does have Squigosaur boys and stuff to kill the transports and kill the tanks. So that probably did make him a little bit more respectful. But, Squigosaur boys don't do great into 2-up armor saves. So it's really more into like 3-up armor save units you're killing, right? And they're only 3-man units. So bomb squids can go off, stuff like that. But for this Blood Angel list, we have the Sons of Sanguinius. These guys take the Blood Angels to different strength thresholds to wound us very well. That's really freaking annoying. Of course, their book's going to come out, so some things are going to change. I'm not going to stay too long on this. We'll just go over it real quick. We have a captain with jump pack, a chaplain with jump pack, chief librarian Mephiston, Lamardes, a sanguinary piece with a jump pack, 1 assault intercessor squad, 3 5-man units of jump pack intercessors, cool. 2 5-man units of Death Company Marines with jump packs, followed by a fat 10-man unit of Death Company Marine jump packs, 3 eradicators, 5-man units of infiltrators, 2 scouts, and then a Vanguard veteran squad with jump packs and storm shields. Of course, in this guys, they have jump packs. They can get feel no pains from the sanguinary priest. These guys can get lance. They can punch you very well. They can have the ability to trade with you with these cheap jump pack units that could do mortals, but actually end up getting strength 6 on their chain swords, so they can clean up orc infantry really well too. And they'll just punch through something like a Big Mac with custom force field type of unit, really chew them up. Orcs hate when you can take the initiative on them, yet Blood Angels pretty much be doing that to all orc detachments. So unless you have a bunch of screening units, great overwatch, and they don't roll or feel no pains, you're gonna have a hard time with the Blood Angels. We'll see what happens with them when point changes happens or their book. I never know what happens. Then we have the third matchup, which he goes into Blood Angels again, but he learned from his last list. Of course, you can see already less characters, less spamming, possibly with jump pack. So let's see, we have Chaplain with jump pack, Corps Commander Dante, and Lamardi. So you don't see the priests. Sorry, they're called something priests, where they get not sanguinary priest, sanguinary priest, maybe, whatever, where they get their 5-up feel no pain. He has a chain sword. Sorry, we forget his name right now for no reason. 3 5-man units of jetpacks again, 2 units of ball predators. These guys have really good flamers. They can advance and shoot their flamers as well. Strength 6 -2 damage. 2 of the big 10-man bricks of Death Company Marines with jump packs. The only good part about them being big 10-man units is that at least when you fight on death, you trade much better with them. 3 units of Eradicators, and then a fat unit of Sanguinary Guard, followed by 2 Scouts. So with this list, it's really just comes down, there's only 3 big elite units of Jump Pack Marines, meaning you can actually kill them, fight on death with them. And since he just played Blood Angels, I'm sure he was really onto their maneuverability and their moves and tried to how to deal with them. So all in all, really good win on that one to take down Blood Angels on there. You got a 78-point win there. So Eduardo was cooking right here, guys, with this off-the-wall War Horde list where he was bringing Mozrog, Squigosaur boys, kill rigs, battle wagons, stuff like that. But we all know these are old reliables. I'm just glad to see that he's still making them work into the current meta. As his 4th game, he went into a War Horde Orc list. So he had the mirror matchup. Everybody loves to see it. Did I just click him? Hopefully I didn't just click. Actually, I'm stupid. Did I just click him? No, hold on. 4th game. I should have messed that up. 4th game. 4th game. Oh, I was right. Okay. I was like, dang, I hope I didn't mess that up. He had 2 units of beast bosses. A beast boss on Squigosaur, Eduardo Skill Chopper, another big mech and mega armor in Mozrog Skragbad. Wait, is this guy running the same list? No, he's not. Okay. I was like, this is running the same list. I'm about to swinging in the air, boys, but he's not running the same list. He had 2 units of Beast Snagga boys, 1 unit of boys, basic boys, 3 trucks, a battle wagon, a 3-man unit of Death Coptus, Gretchen, a 5-man unit of Mega Nobz, 1 individual mech gun as a bubble checker, 2 3-man units of Squigosaur boys, and a Storm Boys unit. So he's funny how similar list they are. I wonder what's going on here. Let me know. Was this Spain? Was this Spain? Sorry, I should look where this list. Yeah, it was. Orc player Eduardo. I should check this earlier, guys. Where was this list? Oh, it was in Mexico. Mexico. Shout out to mi gente latino. Shout out to Mexico. I guess they still like the Squigosaur boys out there in Mexico. So in the mirror matchup, he ended up getting a 93-point win. I could see that Eduardo's list was a bit more refined than his. Similar tools, but a little bit better there. And Eduardo already shown that playing into the Blood Angels, if you can overcome them, he did his screens right. His placement, his staging, his throttling, his wall declaration was good. So he ended up getting a 93-point win there into the mirror matchup of Orcs. Then into his 5th game, he went into Death Guard. We have 2 biological purifiers, a fall blight spawn, 2 of those fall blight spawns, followed by 3 big fat units of plague marines, and then 3 more 5-man units of plague marines, followed by 3 rhinos for those fat units of plague marines, 3 bloated drones, 2 crawlers, and then a nurgling followed by a poxwalker unit. So it comes down to, did he use these nurglings correctly to stack the -2 to hit on them? If he did, he could really put a kick into the orc player. But in this case, he ended up getting a 100-point win. Eduardo did. So in that case, it was very much about him just either running into those transports and killing them very well, not letting the Death Guard actually get the initiative on him somehow. B, the Death Guard came out, put all of the damage into the Big Mac, didn't end up killing him, and then the Squigs responded by picking his Plague Marines up, because the Plague Marines are still Plague Marines at the end of the day. And I don't think the player used the Nurglings to really stack the -2 to hit, because that would really mess up all of the Orcs combat. Yeah, getting a 100-point win means that he just seemed to most likely just really get all his offensive potential on there. So shout out to Eduardo for running over Death Guard in that matchup. And then last was his final game, which was against Astra Millitarum, where he ended up just getting a 10 points, which, you know what? And at first you're like, whoa, just 10 points. Yeah, that's a really horrible loss. But Death, if you're going to do it to anyone, Astra Millitarum, I'm just going to do them to you. So Lord Sol Leontos, a platoon command squad, a tank commander, Ursula Creed, Katachek jungle fighters, followed by 2 Death Corps Krieg units, an infantry squad, 3 Chimeras, a Kazarquin squad, Lehman Rush Demolisher, Demon Rush Exterminator, 2 Rogodorns, and then 2 Scout Sentinels. This is a much more refined list. It doesn't have the Bulgrins, but it does have the scouting of Catachans in this case. He has Ursula Creed for giving more orders out. The tank commander, so he can give more orders out as well. The platoon command squad, so they can come down and throttle damage. And then Sora Leontas, he can give out orders, gives additional CP. This list just blows away all of Orcs' durability units. So I'm like a Squigosaur boy, can't stand up to this list. Mega Mech with a custom force field isn't really standing up to this list either. The amount of multitude damage, the amount of reliable lethal firepower coming down the field at you with screening and chaff means that you're going to just, especially if you go Orcs first in this matchup, which I'm assuming he went first, none of the stuff you really have, even by a battle wagon standard, is going to stand up to that firepower, and there's going to die. So shout out to Eduardo. Of course, losing to the guard sometimes just happens. Sorry guys, I wasn't showing the guard list real quick, but I'll show it real quick. Like I said, so he did end up losing to that guard player, only getting a 10-point game there. But shout out to Eduardo, because even among that, he still got 14th at this event. So shout out to my boy Eduardo from Mexico, to me fellow Mexicans, mi gente latino, and shout out to the War Horde for still doing great. If you enjoyed the clip, check out the full video here if you'd like to see more tactics. click here.
Let's get stuck in, lads!